We will start this checkmate pattern video off with a puzzle. It's white to move and mate in 3 moves here. It's a tricky puzzle, try to solve it, if you can. Very nice. But it features a mating pattern that we're going to look at in this video. So pause now if you want to solve it. But the pattern that we're looking at, I call it the Cross Diagonal Checkmate. Why do we do that? Well, in this position, if we let this check, we have the bishops sort of crossing their diagonals. And when you do that, you cover a lot of squares. So we only need a little bit of help for this to be checkmate. We've achieved that here. Same thing if the king is like boxed up here towards the corner. We already have one diagonal, and now if we cross with this diagonal, we have checkmate. So it's a strong pattern. This could arise straight out of the opening. Here we have a cool variation called the Rica variation of the Ruy Lopez. Knight f6, castles, black takes on e4, and instead of the normal move here, black takes on d4. Rook e1, d5, white takes, and we have this pressure on this guy, but we ignore it and play this. Now if white takes, black immediately lands a perpetual. But white can avoid that by going king h1, and if he knows his way around this line, he can get a good position by taking now on e4, followed by queen d8, a nasty move. We have trades, now it's check to the king, and we can take on h2. We have 2 pieces for the rook, and actually the 2 pawns, but white has very active pieces, so the computer prefers white here, especially if black were to blunder like this with f5. Then we land the cross diagonal mate. So a very powerful mating pattern. And very often this arises with a queen instead of the other bishop. And of course a queen is just a rook and the bishop. So the queen and the bishop work especially well together. And here if you play queen f6 and queen h7, now we just need the bishop to land on the other diagonal. And the power of the queen actually adds to this pattern. Now we don't need black's pieces to cover these squares because the queen is doing that. So we land this double diagonal mate here. And this is a very cool example. Sophie Millier with the white pieces found the first way to win here. At the European Team Championship, she played knight to a7. And this clears the c file for the rook. And we can now sacrifice on c6 and land the double diagonal mate here. We have help from the queen, but we didn't really need it with our own queen. And finally this cool maiden 3 here, where black goes, it's black to move, it goes bishop to c4, king e1, check, the king must go up, and now we land this super cool cross diagonal mate. And yeah, the rook helping us tremendously here. So I guess now we should be able to solve the puzzle if you if you didn't already. And the first move is queen g4. Definitely Thor's hammer. Takes another hammer blow. Rook takes h6. And after all the Thor's hammers, we land the cross diagonal mate. Beautiful puzzle. The king has made it.